shit, okay? So this has been going on for the past couple of years. I'm giving you a chance to get out of it, but whether you tell me like what videos they've sent you or what we've watched, it doesn't really matter because it already happened, okay? But, well, it doesn't matter. I guess for me it doesn't matter because, you know, the info's the info. It's either you get some clarification about it and we figure out kind of where it's coming from. Of course, any info you give me, I'd leave you out because I want to go for the people actually in these videos. I don't really care that you've watched some. I don't really care that you've been on the end where people are sending it your way or putting it in groups. I don't really give a shit about that, okay? But the reason I'm asking you is because I want to use you to get the real bad guys, okay? You're like my eyes on the inside. But if you don't want to be my eyes on the inside, that's fine, but I also don't want to write you off as being involved with those people, you know what I'm saying? So Jordan, I'm giving you a chance, man. Look, I know you've never typed in, you know, pictures or anything like that, okay? I wouldn't be talking to you if I thought you did that, but obviously we've been on the other end of that type of stuff, okay? So that, I can't stress it enough, dude. I think you do a good thing. You obviously are a good person, and I'm not letting this weigh you down of what you got going on, okay? That's why I'm giving you the chance to get out of it. So Jordan, look, maybe I'm saying it's been hundreds of times, and you're saying it's been 0 times. Maybe the answer's somewhere in the middle, okay? It's been at least once, okay? Would that be fair to say? One time that somebody sent you something inappropriate with somebody under 18, being on Session, Telegram, and Reddit. We can start with that one, maybe the first time it happened, and we can kind of work our way to how this rabbit hole started, because it's at least been one, Jordan.
I'm trying to think.
Where would you think it would have started and then gone from there?
In all honesty, I can't recall being sent anything like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
Jordan, you do remember. I don't know, what do you think I'm going to do when you tell me that it's happened? I mean, I don't know what you're anticipating, but I can tell you, as soon as you tell me, I'm going to ask you, where do you think it came from? What do you think was happening in it, and where would be my best direction to go, maybe get the people in that video? That's what I'm asking.
I really don't know anything. I'm not seeking this stuff out. I'm not.
Jordan, Jordan, I'm not saying you're seeking it out. I'm saying it's found you. So, where do you think it's been? I've never met anybody with Session and Telegram and Reddit that has not seen stuff like that, especially talking about Dropbox links. Obviously, some shit from Dropbox was sent your way too, or at least clicked on.
I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe while I was scrolling through Reddit, I accidentally clicked a link.
Okay.
That happens sometimes.
Fair enough.
Anytime I click any kind of link in anything, though, I just immediately swipe back out of it, whatever it was.
Because I don't see on the links, you know, it doesn't tell me when a link is clicked on that. It doesn't make an asterisk to say accident, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, obviously clarity on that would be good. So let me ask you this, have there been maybe links that were clicked on where you saw what it was and you're like, oh, that shit, I'm out of here?
No, anytime I accidentally click a link on any site I'm on, I immediately swipe out of it, back space. The swipe that lets you go back one page on your browser or screen, whatever you're doing.
Okay.
And then just immediately back out.
Okay, so Jordan, nobody on Session has asked you to trade before? And nobody on Session, Jordan, oh my gosh. This is just, it's a travesty. I mean, I don't know that you'd be like this, but, I hate to see it, man. I hate to see kind of you looping yourself in with these people. But, you know, if that's going to be the case, that's totally fine. I would hope that there'd be some clarity and honesty. Obviously, it's not happening, and if that's the route you want to go. You know, we have these messages here talking just what a lot of people would consider pretty pretty egregious things, like would you make it sense? Yeah, I think it'd feel good. I mean, Jordan, of course, when you're saying this shit, some stuff has been shown to you to make your mind this way. I would assume, I would hope. Because if not, I mean, is this just how we are here? Like, do we just say this stuff to 11-year-old girls without any type of influence, without any type of ideas being put in your head? Is it just that simple that you just thought to say this to an 11-year-old girl?
I don't really talk to people that, I mean, but we just have normal conversations.
Okay. Jordan.
Never talk that way.
It says it right here. Would you while we kiss? Is that a normal conversation?
I don't recall sending that.
Okay, but you recall talking about having a boyfriend, talking about her and all that type of stuff.
I didn't talk about
Okay, do you want me to read the message where it says that?
There's a message that says that.
Absolutely. Talking about I'd like to see you pregnant, blah, 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 blah. Why would that be said to her?
I wouldn't have said something like that.
Yeah, you would have.
I wouldn't have.
Said, think about school. I got a test over pregnancy in the brain today. But maybe you've said that because it was just a test at school you've taken about pregnancy? Said learning about pregnancy was pretty interesting this week.
We wouldn't have had a module where we did pregnancy in the brain at the same time.
Okay, so maybe that was just said to her to bring that up or something. I don't know, Jordan, there was nobody that hacked your account.
I've definitely been hacked before. I can say that without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay.
I had to contact Facebook support to get my account back 2 or 3 times.
Okay, do you have any enemies or?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I mean, back in high school, I wasn't exactly the most friendliest of people. I mean, there's people I've pissed off over the years.
Right.
I mean, obviously.
Right.
But
So, Jordan, right after you say, yeah, do you think you'd get big, talking about her pregnant, you say that you're 6 foot tall and 220 pounds. No hacker would just know that about you. No hacker would just say that.
I'm 260 pounds.
Okay, well, saying that a year ago might be a little bit different, and
I was 250 back then.
it doesn't matter, Jordan. People, you wouldn't just say your height and weight. That's kind of in the ballpark. Like if I'm 320, I might tell people I'm 300. So it doesn't matter. And then you wouldn't be saying that you live in Tyler and all this type of stuff. You wouldn't be telling her that, especially because your Facebook. So you wouldn't. No hacker would specifically know it's Tyler then. So, is there any explanation for these messages, or were you just around, or did you mean this? Like, genuinely?
Like I said, I wouldn't have sent something like that.
Well, everybody does stuff that's out of character. So, I'm genuinely asking you: is this something you were around with? Is this something you meant? Like, did you actually have any intentions of meeting with her, or did you just?
The only conversations that we have, just casual conversation. No real intention to meet up with her.
Okay, so just flirty talk.
Just regular conversation.
That's not regular conversation. Jordan, if you're calling that regular conversation, I think your mind's a little bit off the deep end. That's not regular conversation. Do you think anybody would agree with you that saying you'd look big pregnant to an 11-year-old's regular conversation, Jordan?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. Jordan, we pulled up the Facebook records. It all came from your phone. Nobody did. Do you give your phone out to anybody to use?
Not regularly.
Okay, and I'll tell you this too. Right after you said you lived in Tyler, y'all started talking again, and not once did you say, "Oh, sorry about those messages. This was a hacker." In fact, none of the messages to children, you never corrected them and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. This was a hacker. This was a hacker." You never told any of them that once, and it wasn't deleted on your end, because that would have said message deleted. It would have just said message deleted. There wasn't a single message of that. So Jordan, there's obviously an issue here. There's obviously an issue here. So I want to give you a chance. You're 27. You don't throw your life away just on a lie. Don't lie to protect yourself now and then end up throwing your life away because of it. You're 27, dude. You don't think you need any trouble. I think maybe some help. Maybe just something in the right direction to get you steered in the right way to get off this stuff, okay? But it doesn't matter. The Facebook's preserved. Every single message is saved. It doesn't matter. It all came from your phone, okay? So lying about it, I mean, it just shows me there's a lot more than just these messages that happened, okay? Lying about this means that I know for sure now that people have sent that type of shit to you. Because you're lying about something as easy as the messages that are right in my face. Now I know for a fact. Obviously, we have the records and all that. But now I know for a fact that people have sent you shit on Telegram in session. Because if you're lying about the easy stuff, of course you lie about the stuff that I don't have printed out. I'm not going to print out a picture of a girl being... Would there be any reason why a video of a girl having sex to be appealing to you?
I mean, I'm attracted to adult grown women.
No, well, right, but, you know, it's like if you love Mexican food, doesn't mean you won't have Thai food. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you won't deviate. Like, you know, I like women, but I've seen some before. Doesn't mean that I'm attracted to chicks specifically, it just means that I've seen it. You know what I mean? So, would there be... So I'm asking you, would there be any reason why a video of a little girl having sex would be appealing to you? Okay, would there be any reason that a little boy having sex would be appealing to you? Okay. Would there be any reason why you would have watched any real reason why you watched a video of a little girl having sex with a man?
No, I wouldn't watch something like that.
Okay, what about a boy having sex with a man? Okay, so you see how it's a little bit different. When I talk about boy on man, you're like absolutely not. You're like it's a little bit of a harder no than like a girl having sex with a man, because I don't think you've watched any little boy stuff, or if people sent you that shit, as far as I know, I haven't seen any of that stuff viewed. So maybe it was in some Dropbox, or maybe it was in some link they put, but it's not stuff you're obviously. It's not appealing to you, and you know them kind of sending you an array of shit. It's like a pizza at the Chinese buffet. We kind of just ignore that, right? Just go for the shit that we like. So I get that. But you see how your reaction to a boy to man is a little bit different than a girl than a man, Jordan? Because I know that there's been videos viewed of girls having sex with men that you've watched. And when I say girls, I mean underage girls. There's been quite a few of those. There's been girls that have been sent to you. Shit, there's been boys that have been sent to you. Probably.
I haven't been sent anything like that.
What?
I feel like I'd remember that.
Boys?
Either.
No, it's not either, Jordan. So I'm going to ask you, what came first? These messages to, or people talking about that crazy not safe for work underage shit on these forums? Like, what do you think would have come first?
I didn't engage with any of it, but the first of the two would probably have been on the general message boards, random forums.
Okay.
I talked to a lot of random people on there. Maybe there was some links sent while I was talking to people on there. And I might have clicked on the link. You know, they said, hey, have a look at this.
Okay.
And then I just back out when I realize it's something messed up and then disconnect the conversation.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible there's maybe some of that there, but
okay, so what,
he even took that website down.
What website was it?
It was Omegle.
Okay.
We used to use that in high school and, you know, early college. We were at, you know,
sure.
we get on there, chat with
yeah, I know Omegle.
meet new people.
We're not far from the same age. Okay, so you think Omegle, so people put inappropriate links?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some inappropriate stuff going on there.
Okay, so let's start with that, because obviously you can't just search on Omegle little girl, like it's impossible, you can't do that. So those links people sent on Omegle, like were they links to videos or pictures? And don't just say you clicked out of them, because obviously you had to see what it was, so just, what do you think it was?
Typically, anytime I click the link, you know, I pull up, usually it was two pictures pictures of some form. Usually it's fully clothed people.
Okay, well, let me ask
Broad
you.
strokes here. I mean, this is years.
So let me ask you this: what percentage would you say were fully clothed versus?
Fully clothed versus. I'd say probably 75, 25.
Okay. How did those do you feel?
All the that I recall at the time were adult.
Omegle, Jordan, come on, man. Omegle, come on. It's like it would be like looking at kids at recess in elementary school and thinking it's the NFL, or and telling me that kids playing football at recess at elementary. That's like saying that's NFL players. That's just so blatantly untrue. Jordan, you didn't start messaging with little kids up stuff from nothing. Omegle could have been a great start. Well, I'm not saying it's a good start, but I'm saying that could have been the start of all this stuff. Curiosity online, seeing other people are doing it, especially when your mind's not fully developed yet. You get caught up in this shit. I'm giving you the chance, Jordan, because I've seen this shit displayed on Omegle. No, that's why they shut the site down. They didn't shut it down because of. So let me ask you this: it wasn't adults, because you wouldn't have just clicked off to that quick. Okay. Well, some adults maybe, I'm sure. I mean, the chance that it's 100% kids is impossible, but the chance that it's 0% kids is also impossible. It's somewhere between that. So let me ask you this, Jordan. How old did those girls look on Omegle that they've sent links to? I'm not trying to hear it was 18, because you know it's not. Like, I'm more curious, was it like prepubescent or was it babies?
No. I would say I can recall as teens, somewhere in the teens.
So 13, 14?
Possibly. I mean, at that point, I was a teen as well, because I started back in high school.
Okay.
I would chat people on there a lot.
Okay.
But I would say probably teens.
Okay, so were these pictures of teens, was it like them with an adult, or them just posing by themselves, or?
Usually just them by themselves.
Okay. Were they doing like would you say they were like, what, would you say like they were like selfies, or someone taking the picture of them?
Probably more often pictures someone else took.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Okay.
And it was usually like, bikini pictures or, like typical outfits.
How often would those teen pics turn into, like, all the time, or once in a blue moon, or?
How long ago that was, hard to say.
Well,
I'm sure there were some. There had to be.
Okay.
But we're talking probably 8-9 years.
So,
as far as the Omegle goes.
Right. So when you were 18, 19?
Well, no. High school. I guess that would have been. Oof. It's hard to believe high school. So no, it'd probably be closer to 10 or 12 in that, because I was still in high school when I mainly used Omegle.
So the first time coming across underage photos was on Omegle?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay, so
when I was a minor as well, I would say.
That's fair, but it didn't stop after you turned into an adult. And again, that's something we can get help for, because as long as you're not participating in it and going to seek out underage kids to go meet up with, that's when it gets a little bit too far, you know what I'm saying? Right now we're at a fixable stage of that, all right? So I can't stress that enough. So after Omegle, where did it kind of turn to? Like, did it go to Reddit? Did it go to Telegram? Did it go to Kick even? Did you have Kick?
Well, I had Kick for a little while, but I mean, was all role play.
Okay.
And I did that, I probably got that towards my senior year of high school.
Okay.
I would keep up with like my friends in high school, and then I'd also, people that I added off Omegle that we would role play or stuff like that. We would just chat back and forth.
Okay, so you obviously seem to be a guy that's into role play, which is fine. There's no issue with that. But did some of these people doing role play, did they take it a little bit too far with some of this other stuff? Could that have happened?
I'm having a hard time thinking of any specific instance. I mean, this was quite a few years ago.
Right.
But I can't recall anything just completely out of pocket.
Okay. Well, let's start with this then. So, Omegle was the first time that, you know, Teen was shown to you, whatever. Well, when did you hop off Omegle?
As far as when I finally hopped off of it, that would probably be, let me think. That'd probably be about maybe 7-ish years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were kind of
but I've
early
changed
college.
They added the feature to where you could search specific topics, and then I changed it more to, I think I used role play as my topic limiter, so that way it showed more specific things and not just like whatever the internet has for me.
Sure. Okay, but you know, these role play they're not like ironclad. It's not a dome. It's shit can still get into it. So let me ask this: when's the next time that you think there's been underage shown to you? After Omegle, what other platforms do you think it's been shown to you? Because it didn't stop at Omegle. Obviously, if we're messaging, you know, 8 years after you're graduating high school, there's obviously been some shit in between to kind of slowly bring you down this path. So when do you think that next part was? I'm giving you this chance, Jordan. I wouldn't be this persistent if I didn't like you, dude. So when do you think it was, or what app do you think it was, or platform, or you know what I mean?
Sad. Trying to think of all the people that I've talked to about it over the years. I mean, people sent me adult things. I'm trying to think of anything that might have been,
Basically, I'll give you a little cheat sheet here. What I'm trying to get to is how do you think that path ended up going to underage videos? Because it hit that point eventually. Like, was it right off the bat, or was that a gradual build-up to just shit you've seen, or rabbit holes that were pulling you in, or people, like, you know what I'm trying to get at here?
I'm trying to think. I really... can't think of when I might have been sent something like that.
Well, let's try to walk it back then. When's the last time do you think someone sent something like that to you, or it's been displayed?
Displayed. I mean, it's possible. I scroll through a bunch of different groups on Reddit.
Okay.
It's possible someone posted something, you know, it was of a teen, and it came through on my feed.
Okay.
I mean, specifically clicking on it, I wouldn't think, but I mean, it's possible something not to the bar popped up on the...
Not to the bar?
Yeah.
What's the bar?
You know, like, not safe for work stuff, inappropriate comments, I mean...
And I'm talking about videos of 18.
Videos I haven't really seen. I mean, there's a lot of photos posted on Reddit.
Okay.
Just photos in general. It's possible that some of them were underage. Not, I mean, obviously, I don't know. It's just a picture on a screen, and I scroll past it.
How many looked what you would say is egregiously, like, easily under 14?
Under 14, I can't really say that I've seen anything like that. I would say, I mean, you know, mid-teens up.
What's mid-teens?
I'd say above 15 easily. But, I mean, usually it's just forums will post people in outfits they think look nice. I mean, those are usually selfies. I mean, that's
okay. So when do we start seeing Dropbox links being posted?
That was kind of towards the ender point of me using Omegle. I started seeing people just joining chats, dropping links, and then just disconnecting.
It was a Dropbox link?
I recall that being said.
Okay.
Or the link for the link was like Dropbox.
So how do you know that Dropbox link was to a child?
I never clicked on them or looked in them or anything
Okay,
like that.
because when I was asking about underage photos earlier, you said Dropbox links were a thing they would use. So how would you know that?
Gotcha. So as far as the whole Dropbox goes, as far as those links go, I think I might have clicked on a couple of them.
Okay.
When I first started seeing it pop up.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a thing, and then almost every random chat you got into would send some kind of link, and almost always it was. But
so those links to, I mean, what percentage would you say was over versus underage?
So after I clicked on a couple of them, I kind of realized that, so I stopped clicking on them. Of the ones that I've looked at, linked, I'm sure there was a photo or two that was underage, but I mean...
Was it of a girl or a boy?
Usually, from what I can recall, all the things that were shared in just the Dropboxes that I did click on, everything in them was females.
Okay.
That's
So
what I remember seeing.
So there would be Dropbox links clicked on with some underage sprinkled in there. Is that fair to say?
It's very well possible.
Okay.
Very well possible.
Were these like videos or pictures of girls in there?
I can only ever recall pictures.
Okay. So Jordan, earlier I was told that there's no Dropbox links clicked on. Now I'm saying there was a few clicked on. So you see how kind of like the story is kind of changing, and I understand why, because you actually have a conscience about this. I know you don't condone. If I just came to you in confidence and I'm like, hey man, sign off making this shit legal, you wouldn't do it because you're not for that stuff. So that's why I'm not hearing the full truth about it. Okay. But man, I've seen videos, all right. I consider it not too much different from some of the shit that you've seen. It's just crazy shit that's on the internet, and some people want to test the limits of like what's out there, of like, do people actually do this stuff? And I get it, man. You're a curious guy. I mean, my God, you're in the medical field. You have to be a little bit curious to be in the medical field. You can't just be a dull, like, robot. You know what I'm saying? So, look, okay. When's the last time you think you saw a Dropbox link posted?
Last time I can recall, probably be towards the latter part of when I was on Omegle. As far as like for sure, it's very well possible that scrolling through Reddit that there was a link listed here or there.
Did you see them discuss Dropbox on Reddit? Because I thought that's what I heard earlier.
I feel like I've seen it somewhere on there. I feel like it. I feel like that's definitely... I'm fairly certain that's something that I've seen on there at one point or another, just general discussions about Dropboxes.
Okay. Nothing good, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, look, what we're kind of trying to do here is get to the point of how, one, we're messaging this type of shit. And I can see how it starts. I mean, it's innocent shit. You're on Omegle. Links clicked on and put something in your head. I mean, do you think that this kind of might have avalanche or snowballed into something you weren't anticipating or didn't want it to be?
Like I said, talked with her. And we chatted about school. I recall that. Really.
Let me ask you this: have you seen on some of these forums people discuss stuff they've done with underage, or people talking about it in a positive way, like, oh, they're so cute? Have you seen that before? Maybe just people discussing it.
Discussions. Let me think. I mean, it's very well possible at one point or another.
Okay.
I mean, obviously I can't remember specific instances, but I mean, I'm sure there are, I'm sure I've come across it a time or two.
Do you think that they were talking about like and stuff, or?
But possibly, I mean, that does kind of come up in the role play community.
Yeah, it's like a downstream a little bit.
Yeah.
What
I haven't really encountered any of that.
Okay.
I mean, it's the internet. I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah, sure.
But I haven't really heard anything to that.
What about stuff of like? Because so what about stuff of like gilfs having with grandma, stuff like that?
I can't recall hearing anything on that lines either.
Okay. So, because I'm trying to get a gauge. So for sure, no grandma stuff, but maybe some talks about some underage and kind of been here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen that somewhere at some point or another.
Okay.
Various chat boards and such.
Okay. So I'm still trying to get to the. So maybe hearing discussions about it caused some of these words to be put on paper, because it makes sense. If you saw this shit years and years ago, then say this last year, it makes sense how. You know, I could see the steps being taken, and I'm not saying you're taking them, but I can see the conveyor belt moving. You see what I'm saying? I get it. I understand that. That's a little bit more. That sounds a lot better than, you know, oh, I just woke up one day and just messaged this 11-year-old I want to, because that sounds pretty up, right? So, look, what I'm still trying to get to and figure out is how did it get to a point where now it's just very stuff like talking prepubescent videos, pictures. Like, how did it get to that point? Because it got there somehow, but what do you think was that step that it took? Because, I mean, who are we fooling here? I mean, you know, you're smart. I'm not smart enough to be working here, but I'm smart enough to, you know, see patterns and know shit. So, how do you think it got to that point, Jordan? Because, like, is this something that did you want to chase the next high? Is this something that the more shit you just kind of clicked on, this just started happening? Like, what do you think it was? Because, you know, obviously we both wanted to stop. I mean, it's not like you tell your mom about this stuff, so I mean, clearly you're not proud of it, and that's okay. That means that it's redeemable. It's like if you were just flaunting this, and if you just told me straight up when I first started talking to you, hey, you want to see some of these videos, or I saw this and that, you know, it'd be a little bit like you're bragging about it, and that's not a good thing, right? Your reaction that you have right now is the appropriate one, and that's one that we can actually get fixed. It's the one that you're actually showing that this is something that can stop because you actually feel shame about it, which I actually appreciate, and so genuinely thank you for that. So, but in order to solve a problem, we got to diagnose where it came from, right? I mean, that's a medical thing. So, how do you think it got to that point? Like, what was the step? Like, what app do you think was a step to where it's now underage videos? Because we all know what happened. Just what do you think it was? I mean, there's no point in just hiding it anymore.
I mean, in all honesty, I don't recall having anything like that. I mean, obviously, I've been from various sources sent things linked to Facebook groups.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying possessing or saving it. I'm saying being sent it or being shown it.
Oh yeah, no, it's possible. I don't even look at all at what gets sent in those Facebook groups. I know it's one nature, right. So I get out of it. But I mean, it's very possible they're sending. I mean, they're not. It's not English-speaking groups typically. It's
really?
Usually like, I think it's like.
Okay, Jordan. So you know what they're sending in there. I mean, as soon as you mention it, we know that these people have no limits. Okay.
Yeah,
have you seen that term before?
Get away from it.
No limits before. Have you seen that term before?
Not in the context that this probably is.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard of it like as a slogan for MMA, but I don't think that's the context.
You're an MMA guy?
No, I just vaguely know a little bit about it.
You seem more like an mRNA guy, not MMA. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jordan, if we're talking groups,
just vaguely know a little bit about it.
You seem more like an mRNA guy, not MMA. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jordan, if we're talking groups, what platforms have you seen groups on?
I've only seen them on Facebook.
Okay, when's the timetable for when you've seen them on Facebook?
They just crop up all the time. They'll add me to a group, Facebook automatically filters it into the spam category. But I'll look in there, and I'll have like 2 or 3 of these groups I've been added to. When I notice it, I remove myself from them.
When do you think is the last time that happened?
Last time? For sure over the last year it's been going on. But the last one I recall, I think I noticed it and got rid of it probably maybe a month or 2 ago.
Okay. So
not very long ago.
So in the groups, and I'm not saying that you're, looking at every single thing they're posting, all right? One, I don't even think you have the time for that, so, no. But do you think it's videos in there, pictures, or both?
It's probably both.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen photos for sure, but
yeah.
I want to say a time or 2. I mean, I click in to see what the group is, I see what it is, I leave, but I'm sure I've seen videos posted.
Okay. So Jordan, like when I told you that we've seen records of them being watched, it doesn't come from like Jordan on Telegram watched this for 10 seconds. Jordan on session watched this for 10 seconds. It's your phone watching it, okay? If it was as specific, as possible, I would just have the printouts ready for you and say, on Telegram, you saw this for 10 seconds and that. What was that about? But I obviously don't have that, right? All I know is like, it's a general thing. I wish we were that advanced, but I'm not. So obviously, Jordan, there were some videos watched of underage videos, okay? Saying you've been added to groups on Facebook is a very probable thing of where they were watched. I mean, because I'll tell you this, man, we're talking Latinos, and again, nothing against Hispanics. I mean, I love my taco trucks, but we're talking they don't give a what they said, Jordan. This isn't your role playing with some furry on Reddit saying, oh, look at a 17-year-old in this costume. This is a little bit out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, edging the limits. They don't give a, as you know. So let's kind of go after some of these groups. And you did not create any of these groups, did you? Okay. So it was randomly added, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. So if that's the case, let's go after what's in them. So you tell me, because there were some videos watched. I want to know, before I ask you anything else, how do those videos make you feel?
Anything I've seen, I'm trying to think. I mean, especially now, I don't really look at the groups even anymore.
Sure, but
back when I did.
How did those videos make you feel? Like, what reaction did it invoke out of you?
I mean, anytime I get added to a group like that on my Facebook, obviously I'm annoyed at first, that I'm having to deal with it.
Of course.
And then, I'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
Back then.
It's curiosity, I don't care.
Just see what's posted in the group.
Right.
I'll see, a couple of pictures, and then I'll be like, oh, this is what it is, and then, kind of try and move on from.
What do you mean by this is what it is?
Just, yep. Yeah, I'm alright. But yeah, no, I've, one of those not safe for work groups.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Jordan, in these groups, do you think,
I should be alright.
Jordan, in these groups, if I was to go looking for underage content on Facebook to go either report or turn in or whatever, do the right thing with, do you think joining those groups they add you to would be a good place to start or a good place to look?
That's possible.
Okay.
I imagine if you go through all of those groups that you would find it in there.
Okay, because
surely.
Because I'm
be in there.
Right. So because I'm trying to find out, because there's records of you watching underage videos, and again, I'm not saying it's been hundreds. It hasn't been a shit ton. I mean, we've seen more, like other people reviewing it every day, day in, day out, and that's not you. But it's viewed enough to just come to you and ask about it. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. So.
Makes sense, I suppose.
Right. So I'm asking, in those groups, let me ask you this: what do you think the age ranges were they were posting? I know you're not a father, are you? So it's not like you're staring at little kids or dealing with them all day. But if you had to guess the age ranges, because I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the they're posting infants and toddlers because that's how they are. You refute that for me.
I don't recall seeing anything like that, to be honest.
What do you think the would be?
Maybe 16.
Come on, man. No.
All I can.
No, it wouldn't have came up on our thing if it was 16 and 15. Jordan?
I didn't really engage with them. I mean, I'd click in the group, I'd scroll down a little bit, a bunch of pictures would pop up a little bit more. It's very well possible that, I mean, I'm not really digging through it. It's possible that then that popped up.
What do you think the would possibly be, like on the lowest end?
Lowest end? I don't know. Maybe 13.
Okay. And are these girls or boys?
All I ever really recall seeing in any group is pictures of girls.
Okay.
Maybe some videos thrown in there.
Okay. So what would be happening in these groups? Like, say a video of an underage kid, what's happening in it? Like, is it a solo one, or is she with an adult, or? God, I could use some pickles right now. I'm starving. Jesus.
The only video I can even really recall from those groups, I think it was a girl with a partner.
Okay.
I mean, this one, I wouldn't have said she was underage, but that's the only video that is.
Jordan, I wouldn't be asking you about underage videos if we didn't know about them. But again, I'm giving you a chance. Is it curiosity? Is it just what the f is wrong with these people? Is it something you like? I don't know. That's why I'm giving you a chance to actually say, hey, what is it? Because the record's the record. It's like if I just cared about dropping a dookie on you, then I would just have the record and say, oh, this happened. But I'm actually giving you a chance to steer me in the right direction of where it came from, tell me what's happening in it, and say, hey, like, what was kind of your point in watching it? And that's okay. And that's okay. But I'm just asking because I know some have been seen. So let's try again. What do you think the looking video they posted in one of these groups was? Like, genuinely.
I know for a fact I've not seen anyone who's under the age of. The lowest I would possibly shoot is maybe 11. The lowest I could possibly think, but I can't recall seeing anything.
Under 11?
No.
Okay. So 11's the hard limit, you think?
That might have been the.
Okay. And this was a girl?
I believe so.
Okay.
My memory on back then is very, very hazy.
And this was
That would be my guess.
And this was a Facebook group?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the girl doing in the video? Who was she with? And I know you don't know every single second of it. I get it. But like just a general synopsis. What can you remember?
Usually in the videos they have that are posted on there, they have a partner.
Okay.
I would probably assume that they had.
Okay. So this now here's an important part because this is where it's hard to distinguish what a looks like in that country, but it is what it is. Is that partner? Would you say that partner was an adult, or was that partner also an 11-year-old? Do you think?
I would presume an adult.
What makes you say that?
Usually in any videos they post on there, the men in anything they had, had pubic hairs, which were usually not on the side,
Right.
as a general.
Right. Unless you're like one of those like 12-year-old football players you hear about having like a birth certificate to their like little league game, 6 foot running over everybody, but so probably adult males.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would reckon.
And what about? I guess when you say 11, what about that makes you think it's 11 versus say like 16 or even 6? Like why in between 16 and 6? Like what do you think?
On that, my guess was I was just going off height and just visual appearances.
Okay.
Would be my best guess.
So it looked like a 5th or 6th grader.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. What was the adult doing to her in that video?
That one, think it might have been a one.
What kind of was it?
Regular.
Okay. And how long was that video?
I have no idea.
Like, was it, well, I guess what I'm asking is like, is this like a whole hour-long production we're talking, or was it just like a couple minutes, or what do you think it was?
I don't recall ever seeing anything that was longer than a few minutes.
Okay.
Nothing looked professional or anything. It looks like just people recording stuff that they do over time.
Did it look like the male was recording, or was somebody recording both of them?
Well, probably the male from just the angle of the videos in general.
So the one that was a couple minutes long, what was happening in there?
Just what I described looked like an overview video.
Okay.
And then all that. That being said, though, I do have to go back in now. It's the end of my lunch.
Okay. So, what time do you get off work?
I'm gonna be here pretty late.
Okay. God, man, I could use some fried pickles. Give me a sec. Okay. So, when do you think that group was on Facebook? That group?
Like I said, I left it probably about I think the last one was a month ago.
Okay.
I've only been on there for a while. I think there was one that had me back in maybe 2018. And then I noticed it probably about a month ago.
So the one...
There's 3 of them.
Okay, so the one with that 11-year-old video, you left that one about a month ago?
Probably.
Okay. So when do you think that video was seen then?
What?
When do you think that video was seen then?
Hard to say. If I saw one with one that age, I would have just left that group immediately.
Okay.
Wouldn't have stuck around in that.
Okay. All right. Well, so what time do you think you get off here, generally?
It'll be pretty late.
At past 7:30?
Yeah.
You'll stay after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, yeah, I do want to give you these messages here. I do want to give you these messages with 11-year-old in like probably a couple minutes, like probably 20 minutes. I just want to make sure I have everything and give these to you. And I want you to kind of look over them and figure out, like, you know, what went wrong and learn a lesson from this. So
Look over and see what all's there.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you a.
Come on, Jordan.
Yeah, I'll be back soon. Hi, my name is Alex Rosen, and we have a group. We catch online child across the country called, and we pose as minors online and from across the country message us thinking that we're underage kids. We're from Houston, Texas, and we actually do have a conviction in Smith County. We were here like 2 years ago. So Jordan, who I just talked to him about, he was messaging who he thought was an 11-year-old girl, extremely saying that he wants to like her, get her pregnant, and stuff like that. And I just talked to him for probably like an hour, 45 minutes in person, and he admitted to not only messaging this 11-year-old girl, but also viewing child. He said he's 11 years old, of girls having sex with adult men, and we have this all on camera to send you guys. And yeah, I mean he's inside right now because he had to go back off his lunch break. But we can get an officer here, and so we can turn over everything, and hopefully y'all can talk to him, and we can show you all the clips of him admitting to child. So hopefully he gets seized.
Yeah, okay. Well, we do have a call put in, and we'll have someone go over there and talk to y'all. As resident again, so you're in the parking lot of the Marriott, correct?
Yeah, the resident's in.
The resident's in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just be here. He'll be inside, and yeah, I think he's very.
Okay. Alright, sir, we'll get someone on the way.